This is Mount Baldy. It's about 10,000 feet high. It's pretty much the tallest summit within LA County. And you've probably heard of Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney's the tallest at, I believe, it's like 12,000. I don't know. I went up there several years ago. It's beautiful. So I think we're about 6,000 feet right now. And if you can look down, you can see it's kind of an overcast day. But it's a beautiful day. So we're on a fire road. These are important in California because we have lots of fires. Yeah. And firefighters need to be able to come in and out. Cool. So you can find a lot of these national parks all over the country, and typically you can just use the grade and hike up. It's really good and go whatever pace you want. But you know, our goal is to get to the summit today, and I usually come here multiple times a month to train for my races in the summer, often in Italy or in the United States. So it's really beautiful. Just give you guys. So you guys are in the Mount Baldy area. You can go there and the kids can play. There's a waterfall. And this is the start of my real hike. And here I'm just gonna hike, probably maintain zone 2. I'll get it eventually at some point halfway, it'll get to zone 3. But I'm not here to try to huff and puff. I'm trying to keep my effort right about 50-60% and use it to stimulate my mitochondria. And it's going to be 3 hours, about 2 hours up, an hour ish down. And there's no rush. You can stop whenever you feel like it. But the general idea is you're using the longer bout so you can get your body to build some endurance, and the effort isn't so hard that you're like. So this is really important, because once you get used to these longer bouts, they really help improve your mitochondria density and function. So that's something it's not impossible to do in strength and resistance training, but seems to be a bit more efficient when it comes to mitochondria density, which is how much mitochondria you can have. So this is good. You don't need to do 3 hours. Anywhere above an hour will really get you in that zone. So it's zone 2, some call it 1.5. I just go by effort, 50%, maybe 55% of effort, and that would be good. Great. All right, guys, this is where I generally cut left and take the shorter route up. It's a lot steeper, but a little bit faster. If you keep going down this way, you're gonna hit the ski hut where people eat, and then that's where LA is technically. So these loose rocks, they can be a little deleterious. I recommend you use poles when you go up. Left leg forward, right stick behind, and you alternate. This is called the Baldy Bowl Trail. I've been doing this for almost 15 years now. And this is weight bearing. This counts as resistance exercise for my lower limbs. It's very effective.
Yeah, they.
Oh, trim leg. No, I think they like it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Sunset hike.
Yeah. Sunset hike.
Yeah, I think.
Adam, hold that.
Hi guys.
Hiya.
This is kind of like a really cool part because you can actually sign in. I'll show you guys here. And I'll film again when we get a little higher. But people who hike through. These are single tracks. Really fun. And then this incredible view. Hey, if you're in the LA area, guys, this is free. Even parking's free. Oh, so I'll film at the next segment. You can just see how beautiful that is. Look. It's blossoming now. So it's June 20th or so, 21st in SoCal. And it's just a beautiful day. I think it's like maybe 60, 72. Overcast in LA, but bright and sunny here. Beautiful. We're gonna get up there. Enjoy this hike. So we're gonna climb to that little hut and then go around. See the little hut? You can see maybe the reflection there. All right, we'll start filming when we're there. One thing you guys want to note, if you're doing altitude hiking, you know, 5,000, 6,000 and up, the weather will change per 1,000 feet of climb. So make sure you, hello, what's up YouTube, what's up buddy? So you want to make sure you have shells in your backpack, ample water, SOS system in reach too, just in case. You can never be too careful. I always tell my wife where I'm going. I tell my friends, and just to keep it safe. It's not that dangerous, but make sure you have ample water. You know, if you're going for an hour, pack for 3. Going for 3, pack for 5 or 6, and that could be a decent rule of thumb. And talk to strangers. Everyone's here getting some nature. If you're new to this, I would try this more on weekends, more people around, just in case. Do it in the morning, not in the afternoon, because the afternoon traffic is generally lighter, less people. You want to be around people. Okay, so these are all nature steps basically. Yeah, I love these things because they just help me train. It's like resistance training for my lower limb. When I come down, there's some impact. Helps with my bone mineral density. You know, I'm 50, so I want to keep my lean body mass, but most importantly, I want to keep my bones healthy so I can continue to do this for many years to come. And you know, you lose it if you don't use it. I keep using it, but there's thresholds, right? You don't want to overuse it. So use this intervention. I would use it as what I call the long run, the long walk, the longer bout. And if you can do it with a friend, all the better.
I'll go right away. She's like, so what are you guys talking about? I'm like, I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Excuse me.
Hello. Tell you guys a secret. The day I met my wife, almost 14 years ago, was after running like those guys. Came down a run, went to an event, met her. I think we're married 8 months later. And that was all she wrote. Mount Baldy. Middle section. We're about 1.5 miles in. And we're at 7,500 elevation. We're continuing to climb. It's beautiful. We're going to curve around there. And part of this training is to give you more of an athlete's heart. So the resting heart rate for an untrained human is about 72 beats per minute. And a trained athlete is about 50 beats per minute. So when you're doing these longer bout endurance based exercises, you're going to improve your heart's muscle thickness and also its ability to preload blood. So you're going to be able to preload more blood as a result of this type of exercise. How's it going, guys?
Hey. Hello.
Hello. Thank you. And so if you can fill more blood in your heart and you can pump blood out, your stroke volume will increase. And that increase in stroke volume will allow you to carry more blood throughout the system and more nutrients. And those nutrients, after a bout like exercise, will last in your, system for about 24 hours at least, I think, roughly around there. And those molecules and nutrients reduce your blood pressure, so it really reduces hypertension. That's why these longer bouts of exercise are so important. I'm about 46 minutes in. I'm only at 1.73 miles. So, I'm not pounding the pavement, but I can't go much faster or I'm going to go into a different zone, right? So, just something good for you guys to understand as you're trying to understand what zone 2 exercise is and why we do longer bouts. Because most of the time I see people do these explanations, but they don't show how people do it. I'm going to show you a 3-hour bout today. Not all 3 hours, because no one wants to sit through a 3-hour journey like this. But there's some signs. We're going to go to the ski hut, show you guys what's up there. That's like generally my marker for 2,000 feet of climbing. It's like the halfway mark. And I wear a vest like this. I do it so much, I just really put water in the back and I'm good. It's like my favorite thing to do on planet Earth. And now, as my children get older, I get to do it with them. Let me raise this. And that's like unbelievable. So you can see like this type of terrain. What I'll do is just step up and I take these steps. It's like stairs, nature stairs. But of course you gotta build up to this. It's not something you just get out and do without a little bit of training. But if you've been exercising consistently an hour a day, you'll be able to do this. It's just a matter of pace. You might be going slower. You might have to rest in between. There's nothing wrong with it. And I urge you to use poles, because those make a tremendous difference. I'm holding a camera today, so I'm not bringing poles. This is a good pace. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Good work.
Yeah.
That gentleman was going a good leisurely pace. That's a really good pace, actually. You don't need to like go fast. You can be very mindful in that exercise. It's almost like hiking meditation. There's a place for that. I do it a lot after major races to recover. And, you just check your pace, go a little slower, kind of be one with nature. This area is really cool. It's all very rocky, so it's more intimidating than it looks. It's just rocks. Nature stairs. This is what I mean when it's your legs are undulating. Ankles are undulating in different angles. This is so good for building the dexterity of your muscles and your ankle and your it just strengthens your support muscles. Because you're not just like running using one motion. This is three-dimensional in nature, and this is very good for aging. This is very good for longevity, and there's very little impact, but it's load-bearing because you're climbing up. You're very much climbing up, and then you're going down. You're stepping on. And you're also very focused on the trail. You're not like wandering off because you need to navigate and negotiate these rocks. They're not that dangerous. You just need to be careful. And that's part of the enjoyment, is navigating the terrain, right? Conquering each segment. Wear trail shoes. Wear shoes. Hoka makes good ones. I'm a big Asics fan, big Hoka fan. These days, everyone makes such great shoes. It's mainly fit, I wore running shoes. because I just did it on a whim. I was supposed to travel today, and we decided that my family was going to meet me here instead. So I'm saying, well, I have kind of a half a day free. I did some work in the morning and decided to come here and show you guys a big part of my life, which is the Mount Baldy mountains. I've been here over 100 times easily. This is where I train, where I meditate. You know, during COVID, where no one could go places, I would come here a lot. Find some peace. I remember one day I was the only person on this mountain. It was a little eerie. All right, I'll film you guys start filming on the next segment. So we're gonna go up that hill, and here's the climb. Similar to what the people in Sardinia do, we shall climb. And mind you, when we're doing exercise like this, the muscles are recruiting 80% of our blood flow, opposed to 20% where we are in a sedentary state. So this is to give you an idea how much our body adapts to when we are exercising as an athlete or as someone active. And our stroke volume definitely goes up. Heartbeat is lower as you get fitter, but your stroke volume goes up. So that's the science behind this type of longer bout execution. We're at hour 15 minutes, 8,572. Just in this beautiful shady part of the trail that I will be climbing up piece by piece. It's like the third step. You know, when you're in a non-athletic state, your heart pumps about 200 milliliters. In an active state, it's about 1.2 liters. Just think about that. It's a big difference. But because of your stroke volume, you can offset the fact that your heartbeats per minute is slower. Hello.
Hello.
All right, this is the finish of climb 3, where we basically get to 9,000 feet. About 1,000 feet left. And might I say, it's just a beautiful day. Hour 22 minutes in. About 3 miles in. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah. Tend to sweat a lot, so I drink a lot of water. But yeah, when you're exercising, you basically pump 5 times more blood than if you're sedentary. It's a good thing. You build the muscle, your muscle becomes thicker. You can hold more blood. It's just a good thing. But you gotta ease into it, and you need doctor's clearance for this kind of stuff. You don't want to just hop in from being sedentary for years. That's when the bad things to the heart happen. Okay? And you can go 500 feet at a time, 200 feet at a time. Rest for 30 minutes, try it again, park the car close. You don't have to do it all at once. It's a fun challenge, but other than that, you get the same benefits of exercise, multiple bouts a day with rest. Okay. So, be mindful of that. It's not about competition. We're here to extend quality days, add days to our life. That's why I'm called the day adder. But also add quality days, healthy days to your life. And exercising frequently is 100% part of that equation. And eating well, whole foods, staying away from processed foods, sugars, added sugars, are wonderful ways to stay healthy. So, this is a cool area. Lone Pines over there, Bear Mountain, and also Las Vegas. And this is a steeper section that came from the valley there. This would be good for poles. When you're hiking this, avoid the loose gravel. Try to find pivots like this. See? I'll find pivots like this to pivot off of, so I don't slide off. That's what I teach my son and my daughter. Actually, the easiest time to hike sometimes is right after rain. Light rain. As there's some dexterity to the soil. Firmness. We're at 9,100 feet, hour and 30 in, 3 miles. Lovely day. Almonds, chocolate, dark chocolate. You should really do this fuel every 30 minutes. It's good for you. Carbs, and you need some protein, not just carbs. Especially after a long run, walk like this, hike. You want to make sure you get some healthy proteins, lentils, salmon after this, but definitely top off your carbs, fruits, vegetables. These are all great ways for you to keep that metabolic health stable and your metabolism going. You don't want to jump into like processed food or kill your metabolism. Yeah, so cool. So we finished that section. Now we're heading to the final climb. I'll patch you guys in when I'm there. About 500 feet from finish, hour 40 minutes in. About 9,600 square feet. I mean, not square feet, feet. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna take a banana and then I'm just gonna go up to the top and then come straight back down without fueling. So I'll fuel now for the summit. This is basically my summit fueling. Make sure I top up on the carbs. Potassium. You'd be surprised how wonderful banana is. Banana and water. If you sweat a lot, you can bring salt with you. Go get Himalayan salt. Works incredible, you know. Unbelievable. Okay. This ready. Solomon backpacks are the best backpacks on planet Earth for this type of fast packing. It's a fact. It's not deniable. It is what it is. So if you're gonna invest in one, just get Solomon. There we go. Okay, we can go climb our way to the top. It's pretty windy now. Getting a little chilly, but still within reason. Okay, I'll film you guys, film up top. About 3.6 miles in, an hour 53 seconds. Definitely zone 2. When it's steeper climbs, I'm probably in zone 3, but nothing crazy. This is pretty much one of the final ascents. and then we're up. So, this is a beautiful area. Sometimes as it gets a little bit deeper into summer when it's warmer, people camp out here at night. Then you gotta be more mindful of bears and things of that nature. Go to the other side. Okay. 'Almost there. (300 to 400 feet more). We're there. More technical segment. Keep your lower, if you are jogging down this, keep your center of gravity low. Smaller steps. Kind of rolling, you gotta roll with this, roll down, what we call it. Kind of no kamikaze, zigzag your way down so you don't just slip and then fall on your head, you know, like kind of slipping on a banana, that kind of feeling. Yeah, so you want to be mindful of that. And then what most people try to do is then they kind of try to reach back and then they injured their hand. So this is where poles can be really helpful. I highly, strongly recommend poles for what I'm doing today. Okay? down's rather easy. It's a little technical. I'm gonna start. Going down. You don't want sudden stops going down because you don't want to slip. It's really easy to slip because all this stuff is kind of loose. So you want to pick areas that are a little bit firmer. That's how you want to roll these things. Smaller steps, zigzagging your way down. You don't want to go foot forward because you can slip on the heel. Zigzag. Always have an angle. Always zigzag. We always say let gravity do its work. This is almost like active recovery, more to just figure out your balance. When you just hike down leisurely, I like to jog down. Certain segments you just have to hike because it's the rocks are too loose. Hard to maintain your balance. Very beautiful. This is why I prefer jogging in nature or hiking in nature, because you can't get this in like a gym. You can, I mean, in gyms, you can work on like isometric kind of exercises if that's your thing, but yeah, this is good. Zigzag your way down. Actually, I'll go down this way. Very nice. Like we're about 2 hours and 21 minutes in, about 10,000 feet of elevation. It's 65 degrees here now. We did about 4,000 feet of ascent. And probably take us an hour to go down. And that would be a good bout for me of long duration exercise. You know, anything over an hour is great. If you can get 2 hours in on the weekends, you can split it up. Man, that would be magnificent for your mitochondria. Yeah. So at this point, I will have burned up a fair amount of my glycogen storage from yesterday. So that's why it's so important for me to fuel. You guys didn't see this, but I fueled a little bit more. Make sure I have glucose in the body. At this point, what you take in as glucose will go straight into your muscles. You don't really need insulin to help out. And these effects will last for at least 24 to 48 hours after this bout of exercise. Yeah, I mean, I still think you should eat fruits so you can have glucose from the fruits on fiber so it gets distributed more evenly because the fibers will slow release basically the glucose into your system, which is really nice if you really think about it. So be mindful of that when you're on these longer bouts. Your body needs glucose and a little bit of protein, okay? A little bit of nut butter goes a whole long ways. So this stuff can be a little bit more technical. So just be careful to navigate it when you're going down. I usually wear gloves. And this is where poles can be super helpful. Because you can hold on to things in case you slip. But in this case, I'll just use my hands a little bit, go straight down a little bit, take it easy. It looks harder, it looks harder than it really is. It's really not that complicated, just go down. Okay. Nice section here. Be careful, you want to keep your feet light. You don't want to like step in and put all your weight on, because if you slip, you're going to slip backwards. So be nimble. Be nimble. Let momentum take you forward a little bit more. If you're going slower, then plant your footing. Make sure it's planted before you take off or land. So like here, make sure it's planted, then move off of it. And make sure it's not slippery. This is all part of nature hiking. You'll get used to the body. We're born we're born for nature, so your body kind of has some built-in mechanisms, DNA, to deal with this. Just let it express. Like this stuff, if you got poles, it'll be really helpful. I tend to just kind of glide through it slowly, as I personally find it easier to slip if I don't. You know? So see a beautiful kind of clouds move in. Yeah, beautiful. Can't get this in a gym. Those of you, if you're watching from Colorado, you don't need any explanation. I think you guys are the fittest state in the country. I remember going to like Denver airport, and I'm usually the only one that takes the stairs. I get off the airport and I'm taking the stairs. There's like a rush hour people taking stairs. It's a very, very fit and health conscious. So good for you guys, man. Good for you guys. Yeah, California is not far behind, but another pocket, interesting enough, that's quite fit is DC, Washington, DC. So just be mindful of using the stairs. It can be very useful. Alright, I'm going to focus here. This is a bit more technical. This is the kind of section it can be a little technical because everything's so flowy. So if you're going slow here and you have poles, it's really, really helpful. Just saying. I don't have poles today, so I have to be extra careful. Zigzag my way down. So you can see people holding their way down. Be mindful. Be careful. It's a lot of fun. Okay. More technical segment. Keep your lower, if you are jogging down this, keep your center of gravity low. Smaller steps. Kind of rolling, you gotta roll with this, roll down, what we call it. Kind of no kamikaze. Zigzag your way down so you don't just slip and then fall on your head. You know, like kind of slipping on a banana, that kind of feeling. Yeah, so you want to be mindful of that. And then what most people try to do is then they kind of try to reach back and then they injured their hand. So this is where poles can be really helpful. I highly, strongly recommend poles for what I'm doing today. Okay? Okay. Now we go down. Take it easy. Going down. These people. Little segment here. It's like sledding down, except with running. So it's like, you know, just really try to be mindful how you're navigating this stuff. If you train, this is really fun. It's like, if you like to ski, it's like, I like skiing. Except, you don't have to pay $500 for ski lift tickets for the season or however much it is. This is pretty much free. That's my favorite part. Isn't it beautiful? Look at like the clouds. My goodness. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this. Oh. It's getting a little cooler now for sure. 63 degrees. We're about 6 miles in. Right about 2 hours, 57 minutes. Nice little workout. I'll take the roundabout here. This is why I sleep well every night, you know? Your body gets enough work, it'll fall asleep on its own. A lot of the reason people don't sleep well is because they don't exercise. There's no exercise. Your body has all that glucose stored up. It wants to use it. It wants to use it. And the best way to use it is through exercise, because during exercise, your body has two pathways to bring glucose in. One through insulin, and the other is directly through the muscles, through muscle synthesis. It's amazing. It's incredible, especially if you're diabetic please. It works, but of course, consult your doctor. They know better. Here's the rocky section we were on. Navigate this baby. Be mindful. It's like adult Disneyland if you really enjoy this stuff. Fitter you are, more you're gonna enjoy it. Just like everything. If you don't know how to skateboard's hard. But if you know how to skateboard, it's really fun. I fall in the first category. I don't know how, but I really want to learn. So that was the hut we were at earlier. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? It's just like nestled in the middle of nowhere. In Europe, they have all these, you probably know if you've been, especially in the mountains, they have these refugios where you can literally go there for food, camp out, and eat and sleep because they're in the high mountains. In Europe, if you're like traveling through the Mont Blanc trail, you can hike, 100 miles through France, Switzerland, Italy, etc. I ran it one year. I ran 112 miles in like 46 hours. It was magical. I didn't know much about refugios back then, but yeah, it was an incredible experience. If you guys do have a few weeks during the summer, it's good for you to invest in that, and it's really cheap. If you book a year advance or 6 months advance, tickets aren't that expensive. I think I went round trip $690 to Chamonix. Then you take the bus in and whatnot, and you're good. Or you can grab a few friends together and share a car. It's really not as expensive as you think, and because you're going out to engage nature, your mindset's more like a hostel mindset than like, Four Seasons or something like that, Marriott. So, if everybody did that more often, we would waste less resources. Anyways, alright guys, about 3:20, 3 hours and 20 in, we're about 7 miles. I got another 10-15 minutes and we're done with this nice little leisurely Saturday meditative run, hike, walk, jog, and science education. It's cool. If we're getting down there. Look how beautiful that is. Are you kidding me? Look how beautiful that is. Man. Wow. Oh. My God, every year I look forward to seeing these guys. Traveling a lot this year, so I haven't really made it out here. But you can see how they traverse the kind of the valley. Wow. Woo, beautiful. Slightly technical. Look at this lighting right now. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. That's like a different planet. Oh. Hey, sign in?
Yeah.
So this is the last segment, guys. Be careful though. And again, this is called Baldy Bowl Trail. It's about 8 miles all the way through, so it's cool. It's nice. And this is the fire road. This is like basically auto cruise, and then that's it. Thank you for joining me. This is when I was younger, I'd go down faster. Now I'm just a little bit more scared. Isn't that funny? Everything is still a bit more cautious as you're older. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.